you're going to have to just bear with me for a moment. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I took a graduate interpersonal communication class with Bob Cathcart at Queens College of the City University of New York, as I debated starting my master's degree and going on to pursue a PhD. As one of our required readings, we read Bob and Gary Gumpert's recently published anthology, Intermedia, Interpersonal Communication in a Media World. And one of the chapters in the book was written by a recent graduate of the program and was entitled Media and the Sense of Smell. Now, similar to the way in which Neil Postman and Charlie Weingartner ended a few of their books with a sentence fragment, or vice versa, this chapter ended with the sentence, but then again, who knows? That's nose spelled N-O-S-E. So immediately I thought, who is this guy? I was really impressed that he had written this paper, this chapter as a paper for one of his MA classes, and that my new professor had seen fit to publish it in his anthology alongside chapters by Lee Thayer, Sandra Bolro-Keach and Melvin DeFleur, Elihu Katz, Rosengren Windhall, Josh Meyerowitz, David Althede and Robert Snow, Edmund Carpenter, Susan Sontag, Sherry Turkle, Jim Chesborough, Gay Tuckman, and Walter Ong, just to name a few. Flash forward 2 years, and I find myself applying to the PhD program in media ecology at New York University. I show up in Shimkin Hall for my interview with the admissions committee, which pretty much was Neil Postman, Christine Nystrom, Terry Moran, and whatever doctoral students happened to be hanging around the office that day. And so I met that day Jay Rosen, he of the blog Press Think, right? Arlene Krebs, and the guy who wrote Media and the Sense of Smell, Lance Strate. I had just defended my MA thesis, which was on the subject of popular music, shock surprise, and I remember that Christine was not particularly impressed with my presentation of my work or its significance. Jay Rosen jumped in with a pretty cool and helpful defense of what I had been trying to say, and Lance just sort of sat there smiling and nodding. Maybe I should tell you about the night we threw the after party to end all after parties at the Media Ecology Fall Conference at Sachs Lodge in the Catskills, where year in and year out we were graced with keynote speakers like Elizabeth Eisenstein, Julian Jaynes, Lewis Mumford, and the like. Yes, that night, the comment? That night that everybody showed up at Lance's and my digs, which was called the Duplex. And when they finally left and we finally went to bed not long before, the sun came up and we were suddenly terrorized by this obnoxious little chirping fire alarm, which I eventually knocked off the ceiling with a pretty accurate, or at least lucky throw of my boot. We laughed convulsively for like 2 or 3 minutes, after which, when we finally caught our breath, the sucker chirped again from the bottom of the stairs where it had crash landed. I ran down, I opened up the door, I threw it out somewhere on the lawn, and I believe I still owe Mrs. Sachs, God rest her soul, $12.99 or so for my act of wanton vandalism. But seriously, I have known and worked with Lance ever since those days back in that galaxy far, far away. We started the Media Ecology Association together back in 1998, or perhaps I need to be clear and say that Lance did most of the heavy lifting, serving as president for a decade, establishing and serving as the first editor for the MEA's official journal, Explorations in Media Ecology, establishing an awards program via which we annually give out some 16 awards, coordinating numerous conventions, etc. Well, you know, I just kind of went along for the ride as the treasurer. And now here we are. Lance is the president of the IGS, and I'm the IGS treasurer. With respect to this year's J. Talbot Winchell Award, however, I must be respectful and give the man his due. John Talbot Winchell was a longtime student of general semantics and a benefactor. He is a former trustee and an honorary fellow of the Institute. He first attended one of Korzybski's seminars back in 1939 and participated in a great many after that one. He was a leader in general semantics in the Los Angeles area, where he remained active until his death in 1981. The annual award given in his name is presented to an individual who makes an outstanding contribution and provides great service to the cause of general semantics. And so this year, we recognize that no one fits this bill more than the current president of the IGS, Lance Strate. Go on as long as you want, it's fine. Among serving as IGS executive director from 2008 to 2011, to taking on the presidency of the IGS in 2021, to serving as president of the New York Society for General Semantics and producing all those many terrific programs here at the Players, to writing and editing such books as On the Binding Biases of Time and Korzybski End with Corey Anton, and to serving as the foremost proponent, scholar, teacher, and proselytizer about general semantics, especially across his academic career, to those up-and-coming young people who will carry this tradition forward. I cannot think of anyone who works more tirelessly and diligently in the pursuit of our mission and our goals. He is a mensch. He is one of the hardest working people I know. He is one of the finest scholars I know, with a prominent and well-deserved international reputation. He is and has always been my professional big brother and role model. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2022 winner of the Institute of General Semantics J. Talbot Winchell Award, Lance Strate.
Well, thank you, Thom, and thank you for leaving out some of the details of that time at Sachs Lodge, because, well, thank you. And thank you all. I appreciate it very much. But enough about me. It's now really my honor and my pleasure to introduce the 70th annual Alfred Korzybski Memorial Lecture. The AKML was established in 1952 following Korzybski's death in 1950. The names of all of the previous lecturers are listed in your program, but let me name just a few. They include Buckminster Fuller, Abraham Maslow, Jacob Bronowski, Gregory Bateson, George Steiner, Neil Postman, Ben Bova, Alan Walker Reed, Jerome Bruner, Albert Ellis, Steve Allen, Robert Anton Wilson, Ellen Langer, Leonard Schlane, Douglas Rushkoff, Mary Catherine Bateson, Deborah Tannen, Sherry Turkle, and Nadine Strawson. Tonight, we add another illustrious name to their number. She is the Claire Tow Professor of Physics and Astronomy at Barnard College of Columbia University. She's also the founding director of sciences at Pioneer Works, a cultural center in Brooklyn, and the editor-in-chief of the virtual magazine, Pioneer Works Broadcast, which publishes across disciplines from art to science. She has contributed to an understanding of black holes, the early universe, chaos, and the shape of the universe. Her books include How the Universe Got Its Spots, Black Hole Blues, and a novel, A Madman Dreams of Turing Machines, which won several very prominent prizes for fiction, among them the Media Ecology Association's 2007 Mary Shelley Award for Outstanding Fictional Work. Her latest book is Black Hole Survival Guide. Coincidentally, that's also the title of her talk tonight. So please join me in extending a warm welcome to the 70th Annual Alfred Korzybski Memorial Lecturer, Jana Levin.